Hello, class. Chapter 10 deals with teachers' substantive constitutional rights. We are going to be looking over a few cases, and the first case that we're going to be looking over is Pickering versus Board of Education. This case recognizes that teachers have a First Amendment right to share their views on matters of public concerns. The background of this case is Pickering wrote a letter to the local newspaper because of the use of funds and their allocations in the school district. The next one is Garcetti versus Cabellos. This one happened in 2006, where this court case gives another layer if the employee is speaking as a private citizen or as a public employee. The third case is Connick versus Myers, Supreme Court decision, concerning the First Amendment's rights of the public employees who speak on matters of public concerns within the workplace context. All three of these cases are very important when we start looking at this flowchart of educators' expression rights. This flowchart guides the use of how expression of rights is defined and uses different court cases to show if an employee can be disciplined. And it differentiates between the public employee freedom of speech and the private citizen. As we look over this flowchart, we can start seeing where the court cases are appearing and how they are helping to figure out if an employee can be disciplined or not disciplined. As you can see, over here is the Garcetti principle, where it makes an expression of was the expression made pursuant to official job duties, and then yes or no. And then if in the no, you can actually see the Connick principle and how that relates. And it keeps on going downward, and you can follow how each one may tell you that yes, an employee can be disciplined, or no, an employee cannot be disciplined. The next part is internet speech. This is a current and ongoing battle. This is going to be with your recent fights are about social networking sites. There are three main court cases being used in this: Pickering, Connick, and Garcetti. And the third area is for teachers. These are sensitive areas as they can be used against them. One of the things that we have to always keep aware in our mind is that what we put out there in the public mainstream, it can be used against us, it can be used for us. The next one is about classroom expressions. In the classroom, you too also have to watch what you're saying. As it says here, teachers are not entitled to express views that are counter to curriculum. When you need to teach in a class, your curriculum needs to be first and foremost. Then we have freedom of association. This is dealing with the political associations. The Supreme Court views that promotions, transfers, and hiring decisions cannot be because of political affiliation. If it is done by political affiliation, it violates the Constitution. For political activity, educators are protected by the First Amendment in expressing political views and running for office. They can do campaigning for others, and campaigning and other activities are protected from retaliation. The only time that it can be restricted is if the political activity, which would cause division within the school. The next area is personal appearance. Personal appearances can have constraints if there is a just cause for such an action. Many schools view that a professional look promotes respect for authority and classroom discipline, and some restrictions will not be held if seen as unrelated to classroom decorum. We also have the constitutional privacy rights. These are all important areas of how the amendments protect us and how we can use the laws for us. The constitutional privacy rights, it says that educators cannot be deprived of their jobs because of the political views or other activities. In some cases, though, teachers' rights were superseded by the welfare of the students. There's always that search and seizure. Every time that there's a search and seizure involved, you are covered by the Fourth Amendment. All citizens, including teachers, are covered by the Fourth Amendment. And officers are required to secure a search warrant. And in the conclusion, the United States Constitution places constraints on government, not private action. Thank you very much for joining us, and I hope that you have a very